This is Digivation Network.
This is Maitama in the heart of Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, and behind me is the abandoned proposed headquarters of the Nigerian Postal Service, otherwise known as Nipost, an organization still basking in the euphoria of analog transactions, and in some cases the premises overgrown with weeds and flawed. Just before the advent of the Global Systems for Mobile Communications (GSM), leading to the subsequent growth of digital services in Nigeria, Nipost was the poster boy of the Nigerian economy, as it was one of the biggest employers of labor and generating huge income to the pride of the nation. Today, the story is different. With the strong growth and usage of digital technologies and services, the fortunes of Nipost has been on a downward trend against the expectations of many who predicted that the Nigerian Postal Service will transform just like other organizations using technology as catalysts.
Post itself seems to be one huge, big entity. We used to have a post bank, in the past. And I really don't know what happened that we are not still having it, it functional as it were. But I'm sure with the Postal Act, it could be revived. You are correct, but many countries have the financial services that are actually, doing well, serving government, employing massive, labor. I believe that if Nipost gets its act together.
Established by the colonial masters in 1852 as the Nigerian Postal and Telecom Services, now called Nipost, it was set up to provide postal administration and services to Nigerians, with offices across the nation employing over 20,000 employees. But today, Nipost is a shadow of its old glory.
The post is supposed to be a national heritage. And somehow a lot of people are thinking that the post is no more relevant because of technology. But for me, I think technology should actually enhance the post, make it better, make it stronger. But it seems that that is not the case, because even the Nipost as an organization still has a lot to do to leverage on the impact of technology in terms of training, in terms of provision of the hardware and all of that. And so to that extent, we will say that a lot still needs to be done.
To get a clearer picture of how much the digital technologies have enhanced postal operations, we begin from the United States of America. With nearly 500,000 employees, the United States Postal Service employs more than Chrysler, Ford, and General Motors combined. It delivers billions of pieces of mail to over 152 million addresses every year. With annual revenue of $65 billion, the United States Postal Service ranks as the 42nd largest global corporation on Fortune 500 list. This situation keeps improving even as digital technologies grow. Now let's take you to India, a cooperative economy like Nigeria. In India, banking services are provided by the post, which drives financial inclusion and helps deepen e-government services with robust partnership. From India, we move to the United Kingdom, where the post is still as strong as the digital economy. The postal service in the United Kingdom are provided predominantly by the Royal Mail and Post Office Limited, which oversees post offices. Since 2006, the market has been fully open to competition, which has had greater success in business-to-business delivery than in ordinary letter delivery. The industry is regulated primarily by Ofcom, the Office of Communication. In Ghana, a West Africa country very close to Nigeria with a smaller economy, the Ghana Postal Services Corporation was converted a limited liability company as the nation's designated operator, with a network of 360 post offices across the country. Ghana Post provides courier, financial services, remittances, post assurance and agency services, and traditional mail services. However, in Nigeria, the postal service is becoming more of a liability than economic booster to the government.
Much opportunity around the postal network. Unfortunately for all of us, it's not meeting up to expectations. I spoke about the fact that some of the biggest banks in the world are postal networks. The biggest e-commerce chain in the world are postal networks. The biggest employers of labor in most countries are the postal networks. The largest owner of vehicles in America is the postal network. So just to give us perspective, and unfortunately for us in Nigeria, those things are not happening.
More worrisome is the downward trend of patronage of postal services due largely to quality of service, poor customer care, lack of modern skilled manpower to drive its operations in a digital world. Our visit to some of its operations further show that part of Nipost's misfortune is unmotivated workforce and lack of modern equipment. For instance, a visit by our crew to some of its operations is nothing but an eyesore and a poorly motivated workforce, poor facilities, and working environment. Some observers believe that the misfortune of Nipost may be down to poor management on the part of its leadership.
Leadership is key, and what I will hope will happen is that after the passing of the law, where Nipost is fully commercialized, the leadership of Nipost need to be rejigged. And in fairness to the present government, they tried. They tried to employ professionals to, lead the present postal network, but politics refused to get out of the way.
To reverse this trend, the Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Isa Ali Pantami, in a bid to transform Nipost and reposition it in line with today's digital reality, directed that Nipost activities must move from manual to digital, including financial transactions. However, despite this ministerial support and directive, it appears the leadership of Nipost does not want to shift as cash transactions hold sway, as seen in this video captured by our cameraman. At the Marina Lagos office of Nipost, it's a sorry sight to behold, especially on a raining day. It presents a picture of an aquatic habitat due to the flooding that characterizes this sprawling edifice. Efforts to speak with the management of Nipost to hear its sides of the story proved abortive, as the management is yet to respond to our numerous calls and questions.
To be sending message through that ancient and archaic method. When we are in a digital, a better way of sending information, we will not go to the past. If the government are a failure, we cannot be a failure. We know what is right. We continue using what we know that is the best. Except the advanced is something and it make it efficient and effective. One can now be adopt the method of disseminating information.
Nobody knows about this existence. So I just believe that there should be an aggressive public enlightenment campaign to sensitize the public consciousness to its existence. Nobody knows about its existence.
I don't think so. I don't think Nipost is working. If Nipost is working, Nipost should work the way DHL is working. You understand? All Nigerians are supposed to have a postal address. I have a home, though it's an rented apartment, but there is no Nipost presence in that place. You understand? So, for example, I'm staying in flat 5. You understand? That person is that. So I'm supposed to have at least a Nipost address, a Nipost code. In fact, when you are writing a postcode of Nigeria, like Lagos, is always +234, then followed by your phone number. So if I'm buying something maybe like from AliExpress now, you know, I'm supposed to have a postcode number, but there's nothing like that. So Nipost can go a long way to make money if they actually engage every individuals.
As the digital revolution continues, some observers believe that Nipost can still contribute to the gross domestic product of Nigeria. However, they are of the view that the post must return itself with a well-motivated workforce and the requisite digital skills and a leadership that is visionary and upwardly mobile as it is in other parts of the world.
This is Digivation Network.